Hi guys, and welcome back to Altruistic Channel's official page. This is Arevalo, the creator, and one of the questions that I got recently that I thought was kind of interesting was they wanted to know a little bit more about me. So I just wanted to take a moment to kind of introduce you all to who Al is. So Altruistic Channels came about because of my deep desire to help reach and help the life of those that are autistic. I find them to be quite brilliant, and so one of the reasons is because I was a gifted child. I was raised as a GT student, in that my IQ is slightly higher, but I decided to let people's opinions and kind of negativity affect my path, and so I decided to walk away from GT at a very early age, around fifth grade, because it was hurting my reputation. I was a little popular back then, and so I decided that I would not let my brain interfere with my life, which would kind of be an ongoing theme. So as I got older, I kind of went through that path of like rebellion where I was like, I'm not smart, I'm not smart, I'm just pretty, I'm just pretty. And then finally, pretty wasn't enough. So I had to outgrow that. But it took a long time to get through that path. So the personality that you get with me is kind of a little bit more informal when it comes to me, myself. Like I have a self-deprecating sense of humor at times. I don't take myself seriously. And trust me, if you ever think that my ego is involved, that is the last thing involved. My ego has no place in anything outside of survival. And I'm very compartmentalized as an INTJ personality. So just know that ahead of time. When it comes to business, it's ironclad. I read every document more than 3 times, and I make sure that I understand everything that I'm getting into. So it's kind of if you want to know the personality type, just think Shannon Doherty with a penis. That's basically my personality. I kind of have that cadence to me at times. I have a sort of sense of humor. I am a Cancer, born smack in the middle of the zodiac, and then I have a little bit of Sagittarius, but a Scorpio sting to me. So if you want to know a little bit more about that. As far as my personal belief system, obviously I believe in the collective consciousness, and as the leader of that environment, the only thing I can tell you is that after 20 years of working in varying industries, including as a training manager, as a client services manager, as a nonprofit fundraiser, as a hospitality manager. I have quite the array of experience to choose from. And as a leader, I tend to not take the word leadership very lightly. It's something that you have to walk the walk, so I walk the walk. And that's part of this channel, is incorporating the leaders of tomorrow, or actually the leaders of today and tomorrow, into incorporating a spirituality of what they actually believe is in alignment with their soul, and walking that path. And that's kind of the new path that is kind of emerging for the leaders of today, is the fact that you will now have to believe in something higher than yourself, because you have kind of you'll reach a plateau, and when you reach that plateau, your ego kind of goes to the side, and you're just like, well, now what? Well, this channel is the answer. And then outside of that, the only thing that I would want you guys to know is that I am a non-judgmental person. And everything that I do, I've done from the ground up. I believe that everybody has the capacity to rise above anything that they've encountered. And if you'd like to know more about that, then let me introduce the other parts of my little network here. So I wrote the book, The Moon King with No Kingdom, which is available on Amazon.com, which speaks to my spirituality and my path forward, and what I'm trying to do so that others can walk their path with their soul in alignment with what they believe their business should be. I specifically deal with helping executives, especially C-suites, solopreneurs, and entrepreneurs that have reached that plateau where they think that they can't really rise above something and they're kind of reaching that wall. I help you get through that. My unique perspective as a gifted person is that I'm able to look at things from various different points of view at one time. And so I'm a strategist at heart. And so instead of just teaching you how to lay strategy, I'm going to teach you how to be a strategist. For those of you trying to find spirituality, my path was very, very dark at times, and I overcame quite a bit. But in doing so, I've proven that there's nothing that you can't learn from. And so that for every little nightmare that you've had, you have several blessings coming to you. It's just about you looking for that diamond in the rough. The other book that I wrote before that was A Dual Purpose, and that was literally about my journey, and that is the dark side of the soul. It's a pathway called the Dark Night into the Soul, which is a very, very deep part that happens to spirits, or souls, I should say, as they ascend through time and space type of thing. But it's very, very deep. So if you want to know the nuts and bolts of like everything I've ever done and all the dark part, then you can go back and relive that in there. And both of them are available on Amazon Kindle and also available on Amazon as books. The other place you can find more information, if you want to know a little bit more of my sense of humor, as you can see kind of a little hint of it, you might want to go to my YouTube page, which is Al Arevalo, or actually it should be Al Altruistic Channels Arevalo. Or you can find more information about me on LinkedIn, where you can find my original articles dealing with social commentary, political comments, and so forth in a little deeper manner. And you can find that all on LinkedIn. The last thing I wanted to say is that I also have the podcasts that are still standing on Anchor, and that is called the What If Creator Goes Down the Rabbit Hole, which talks about all the what ifs and all the different things that people find to be either conspiracy or out of the world. As many of you will find, I believe that there is no such thing as a glass ceiling. We have broken right through that, and now we've ascended to something quite larger and outside of ourselves. And so with that divine spirit of all that is around us, the collective consciousness is kind of asking us now, what now? What are we going to do now that we've worked with all of our dark aspects? In the end, if you do the work on yourself and you look at the deepest and darkest parts of who you are going to overcome anything that you ever thought you couldn't. And it becomes impossible to believe in limits. And so then limits become for people who will follow you, and you step into your light. And as a light bearer or a light warrior, that is who I am in a nutshell. I welcome you guys to Altruistic Channels, and if you have any other questions, go ahead and email me, but go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to all of this, and we will keep you updated on everything going on with the collective, and more importantly, what it is to be spiritual in general, non-denominational, but still be successful in this world, in business or personally. That's it for Al and Altruistic Channels. Have a great day.